Good morning. It's a hot one today. My goodness. I hope that my streaming works. My internet has been not the greatest here. So you'll have to let me know as you're jumping on, those of you joining me today, if the service is working for you in a streamlined way, or if I'm cutting in and out, or if I'm in slow motion or doing all kinds of weird things, but I'm hoping that we're going to be able to pull this off. I'm actually going to turn around this way so that I have some shade. I am camping. Hey Dawn. So let's do this. Let me just grab my timer. And say hi as you're jumping on. I'm just getting my timer here ready. It's gonna be a hot one today. We're gonna modify the warm up today for me, for my sake, because it is smoking hot. Did you guys get that huge storm last night? All right, let's get started. Sorry, let's get started. Did you guys get that huge storm last night? We got some kind of gentle rain that came in. We kept saying, oh, it's just gonna pass over. It's gonna pass over. It looked like it was gonna move on. So we got our fire going, and then literally about 5-10 minutes after we got a really awesome rip-roaring fire going, the skies just like opened up, and my goodness, I have never seen rain like that. Whew. I mean, we needed it. I think we needed it. But so as you're jumping on, remember that to take it at your own pace, take it at your own level. This is your first time joining me. Modify anything that you need to. Take it at your pace. Let your heart rate come up slowly, especially in this heat. Remember, I always say heat is a lot harder on your body. It takes a lot more effort for your body to cool itself. There's a reason why I didn't choose this spot. It's super muddy right here. It takes a lot more work for your body to cool itself in the heat. And so you want to account for that. You want to kind of ease up on your effort and listen to your body, right? Your body's going to tell you what you're capable of in these conditions. You're probably in air conditioning, so you might be good. I am outside. It is stinking hot. Maybe you're brand new. Maybe you're just starting to work out. Remember to, again, listen to what your body's telling you, not what your mind is telling you, right? Your mind might be telling you, you used to do this. You need to go harder. You need to match the level that you used to when you were 20 in really great shape. Or, you know, your friend Kathy does this, so you got to do this too. And your job is to listen to your body and aim for 1% better daily. I'm gonna have to move over there because it is really muddy right here. I was looking for some shade, and we're in a really open campground, so hopefully I'm not gonna bother anybody with my incessant chatter this morning. It's very quiet here. It's very packed full of people, but yet very quiet. It's insane how many people are here on top of each other, like very close campsites, but yet super quiet. So luckily we're not rowdy people, because there's 6 of us in our family, and then we're here with my brother-in-law, my sister and brother-in-law, their 2 kids. So, you know, that's 10 people. A couple of my kids are kind of loud talkers. I'm going to increase intensity now. If you are just starting to work out, or if you're just coming back from a long hiatus, or an injury, or whatever it may be, COVID, you don't need to increase effort as I do. You can keep it. The first round of warm-up was no impact. Second round of warm-up is a little higher intensity. Third round, yeah, we're gonna go for it today. I think we're good. I am gonna move positions though, because I'm like right in. But you don't have to. You can go at your pace remember, we're just warming up. If you're in great shape, you can use the warm-up as part of your cardio, because your heart rate will rise quicker. Your body will adjust quicker. And that's one of the first things you'll notice as you get into better shape, is your heart rate will rise and fall quicker, right? Your body will adjust quicker. If you are just getting back into it, you might need to keep it at a lower intensity for longer to allow your heart rate to rise a little gentler. Remember, warm-up is about prepping the body for the actual workout. So warm-up is about, increasing the oxygen demands, or increasing the oxygen to meet the increased demands of the body, right? So I always say going too hard, too fast in a warm-up is like flooring your gas pedal in your car, right? Versus gently accelerating. Gently accelerating is a much more smooth transition. Slamming on the gas doesn't feel good, doesn't sound good, right? And it's the same as your body. Again, your body's going to tell you your heart rate might rise really quickly and not drop very quickly during, extreme heat or humidity. We don't have extreme heat, but we have extreme humidity here in the Beast Coast. I always like to call it the Beast Coast. Our conditions are difficult for West Coast people. It's hard to adjust to this humidity. Hey Karen, I think I see Karen on. I know you're probably not working out. She's hurt her back. We're hoping that she's back at some point soon. Who have I got on live? I saw Corinne on there. I see Kathy. I feel like that kids show with the mirror. Do you guys remember that? That makes us seem really old. Okay, we're gonna go to high intensity for those of you who are ready for that. Keep going. I'm gonna just move this way. It's much drier this way. There we go. Now you guys can't see me very well. So if you're ready, if you're not ready, you can keep it at the intensity of the second set that we did, or you can keep it at low impact. If you're feeling good and if you have nice cool air in your air conditioning, you can go faster. You can go as fast as you can move your body in this last set of warm-up. We're going to work on legs today and a little bit of upper body. Whew. I feel like once you start sweating, you're just sweating. So I realized this morning, totally randomly, that I'm parked on the wrong campsite. Been here for 2 days. Luckily nobody else had the site, because I was literally getting water from the post today and realized, uh-oh, that's not the site I booked. So right after I'm done working out today, I have to move my whole setup. So I am grateful at this moment that we don't use the plumbing in the trailer yet. Haven't gotten that far. That's a new venture that we'll tackle at some point when we need to, but so we're not hooked up to water, not hooked up to sewage, because that would not be cool. So I managed to get the site across from us, so I just have to pull forward, but what a dummy. I am grateful that I realized it this morning myself instead of realizing it when the new people arrived today. So it won't take us too long. Oh, big hunks of mud on my shoes. How are you feeling today? Everyone else says fine.
Oh, great.
Great, she says, great. Ooh, I got a nice little breeze there. I'm super excited. I shared on my social media, so you may have seen this already. I have overcome my fear of towing my trailer. Yay me. Oh yeah, it is stinking hot, Heather. Like AC is where you want to be right now this morning. So, okay, so you're gonna want ideally a pair of weights. Today you can get away with one weight, or if you're just starting, you can also probably get away with most of this workout with no weight. So whatever is appropriate for you. I'm going to be using a pair of kettlebells. You can use dumbbells, you can use plates, whatever you have handy. Those of you who've been working out with me for a bit, I'm going to challenge you to go try a heavier setting today that you haven't tried before, but drop it if you start breaking form, okay? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. They're doing some trimming. Can everyone hear me okay? And is the service okay? Like, am I breaking up? All right, get my timer set here. Just let me know while so we're doing 45-second sets with a 15-second rest in between. Transition, more transition than rest. Yes, okay, good, thanks Kathy. I had a meeting last night and it was just awful. I couldn't, oh, there's a squirrel right there. Okay, so, can hear fine. Okay, sorry Dawn. Breaking up on no, it's probably my end. I have terrible internet here. Okay, grabbing your weights. Let's go, we're starting with suitcase squats. Okay, get ready. I like this timer because it gives me a little warning. Okay, ready? So we're gonna do suitcase squats. So shoulders are back and retracted. Core is pulled in. Okay? So keep that chest out and open. Make sure that you want to keep your gaze up, but just kind of glance down with your eyes and make sure you can see your toes. Get that butt down nice and low, not so low that you're breaking form, but low enough that you want to engage. When you drop your butt low enough, you actually engage your hamstrings and your glutes a little bit more. Couple more, we're almost there. It's leg day, Tuesday leg day. Okay, we're headed into lunges next. So you can use a weight. Again, all of these you can use a weight or not use a weight. I'm going to use a weight for the lunges. Here we go. Ready? So front lunges. If you're feeling really good, you can use the 2 weights like we did, suitcase lunges. You want to make sure your shoulder blades are retracted again. Visualize holding a pencil up the spine of your back. Hi! My niece and nephew, come join me. Chris wanted me to go out in the open and do this. It's one of those campgrounds where there's people everywhere trying to stay low key and inconspicuous is challenging. Okay, so 15-second rest. Grab a drink if you need to. All right, side lunges. So we're gonna go side. Here, let me do it this way. If you have bad knees, you can alternate and change it to something like this, okay? If your knees are good, you're gonna go all the way to the side. You wanna drop that weight over that foot. So if you just look at my one leg that's doing the squat, it's like a squat on that one leg, right? You see that? So my leg is in alignment. You want to sit back a little bit. This is going to really kind of target the glutes, some of the accessory muscles. Those of you who are runners, I know some of you are runners. Okay, we're going to be using both for this next one. Those of you who are runners, It's really good to work on those accessory muscles. So anytime you're doing single leg movements, okay, so we're gonna do deadlifts. Okay, so again, you want that cocked butt, right? So sticking that butt out, and you wanna sort of, your knees are soft, but you wanna hinge from the hips versus squatting. So pulling that belly button in, pulling those shoulder blades back again. I'm sticking, like everything's sticking. It's so yucky. Okay, this is our last leg one, but check out my back is nice and flat. So you want cocked butt, belly button pulled in. What I mean by cocked butt is this, not this. Okay, this is gonna put your spine in a compromised position. So when your spine is rounded, it can bend side to side. When it's locked like this, it can't bend side to side. So you're gonna protect your spine a lot more. Okay, we're doing alternated rows. Okay? So same thing, make sure that butt is cocked, pulling up with your shoulder blade, pulling the belly button in, squatting down, supporting your weight with your legs. It's gonna kind of like holding a squat. So your legs might be burning right now, but pull that belly in so that your core is helping and doing some of the work. Make sure that chest is right, not bent over. Your chest should be higher than your butt. We're almost there. 5 more seconds. All right. Okay, we got 3 more, and then we get a 1-minute rest. So next we're gonna do a little bit of, we're gonna do an arm exercise, shoulder exercise, and then we're gonna do a couple core exercises. So you're gonna have your weight, and you're gonna row up. Okay, pull up. Pulling that belly button in, stabilizing your lower body. The more stable, the more stability you have in your lower body. Remember that chain, like a linked chain versus a plank. The linked chain has so many areas of weakness, right? Where it can collapse or bend. A plank is solid. So think of your body as solid. This is going to be working the front of your shoulders. Been wanting to do this one for a while. Work on those tank top arms, ladies. Okay. So next up, we're going to be on the ground. We're going to do some Russian twists and a crunch, with or without the weight. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hi. Oh, okay, we're down. Here's my little friend.
Hi.
Hi. Come do it with me.
Okay.
I have an extra mat right there. Oh. This is Lennon.
Hi.
It's Lennon's birthday tomorrow. So that's fun. And she's turning 7. And her little brother turned 3 yesterday, and here he comes. These are my sister's kids. Oh, Lennon, it's so hot.
I know.
No, we're gonna lay down for this next one. Okay, we're just gonna take a break right now for a second. But we're gonna be doing this, and you can do this with or without the weight. I'm gonna try with the weight. Here we go, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, lifting. But you don't need a weight. Lifting up. You can totally do this without a weight. You wanna lift straight up. How high can you get your upper body? Not very high. How you doing?
Good.
Hi. Wanna come join us?
I don't have an arm.
You don't have an arm suit?
No. I don't have one that's black.
That's okay. You don't need one of the black things. You can do it without the black thing. Lachlan says he can't do it because he doesn't have one of the black things. Do you have a ball?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, do it with your ball. I recruited 2 people over here. Okay, we're taking rest. It's rest time. Want some water? There's water right there. Anyone else doing this outside with me? If not, you're smart. It is hot. All right. So that is round 1, and we're doing 3 rounds. So we have 2 more rounds to go. So now that you've seen what we're doing, decide, is your weight heavy enough? Do you need to go up in weight? Were you able to complete those sets without breaking form? Essentially, if your weight is heavy enough, the last couple of reps should be hard, labored, but you should still be able to have good form. You don't want to break your form. All right, hang on. Here we go. Who's ready?
Me.
Ready? Okay. So we're starting with our suitcase squat. So Lennon's gonna do no weights,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do weights during the show because some people are doing weights and some people are not. Okay, you guys ready? All right, let's go. So you can do no weights and I'll do weights. Ready? Go. So we're gonna squat down. So if you're using weights like I am, let's see if we can get our weights down to the ground, and maybe Lennon can touch the ground. Can you? There we go. All right. See, now you're going to see really good form because you're going to see somebody with limber, movable joints. Okay. And so the other thing you want to be mindful of when you're doing squats is make sure your weight is evenly distributed over your arch, meaning you are pressing into both the front and the back of the foot. If you are, I find people either lift their toes or lift their heels. So if you're a heel lifter, focus on pressing your heels in. If you are okay, we're doing lunges next. If you're a toe lifter, focus on pressing. Whatever you lift, focus on pressing that down. Ready? Oh, he's got his ball. Okay, we're doing lunges. Lennon's gonna be a YouTube star because I put these workouts on YouTube. So, see how many views she can get me. Whew. Oh my God, a breeze. It's like, oh my goodness. It's just like, so I have to focus when I'm doing lunges on pressing back with my heels. So pay attention, are you pressing with your heels or you're pressing with your toes? One more. Okay, so you're gonna go in front of me for this next one because we're gonna go side to side. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, we get a little rest first. Whew. Lennon's gonna show no weights.
Yeah.
I'll show weights. Okay, ready? So here's what we're doing. We're gonna go side to side. So stepping out, stepping out. So dropping that butt. So the other thing you could do, if those are hard on your knees, you can just step into a side squat like that. Just like that. Focus the weight on the squatting leg. Focus on pressing from the glute, right? So driving up through your heel, you're gonna feel that in your glute and your hamstring. Whew. Okay, so next we're gonna do deadlifts. Okay, so let me show you what those look like. When is that? Come on, the beeper goes. All right, ready? So we're on the ground. Okay, we're gonna lift. So she's gonna just pretend. So you wanna keep those knees soft, but straighten those legs as much as you can. You want that butt to still be below your head. So I have one client that I used to train who has extraordinarily long legs and a very short torso. So when she bent over in her deadlifts, her butt was higher than her head. So we had to modify a little bit. But you want to keep your butt, you're going to feel that along your, what's called your posterior chain. So your posterior chain is the muscles all connecting down the back of your body. Okay. All right, we're resting. Woo. So I want to share a little tip with you guys today that I have been working on myself, that I've noticed when, all right, so we're in rows, so it's going to be hard to do with no weights, but you can do it. You're just going to lift, lift, lift. I know, hard to do with no weights. Sometimes when you're working towards something, so maybe you're working towards getting stronger, getting faster, you're training for something. Maybe you're trying to lose a little bit of COVID weight. Maybe you're trying to eat better. Whatever your goal is that you're working on, I'm going to share two things that are really important. One, when you set that goal, what does it mean to you? It has to have value. It has to have enough value. Like, you need to really, really want it bad. Because if you don't want it very badly, I lost her. She's like, I don't need to hear this. If you don't want it very badly, when it gets hard, when it gets to the grind, when the work sets in, right? Or the voices set in, like, you can't do this, you have nothing you're working for, right? It's not worth it. So what I realized in the last couple weeks, as I faced my fear of towing this massive thing, that I was not expecting. A few times thoughts went through my head like, this was a giant mistake. I'm in way over my head. Can't do this. So take this, apply it to, like, what are you working on? What is your goal? What is it that you really want right now? If nothing, figure it out. What do you really want? You will not, and so I'm going to share part two of what I learned. So the first of all, like, what do you want? What is your dream? Okay? So whatever it is right now, maybe you're working towards a race, maybe you're working towards losing some weight, changing your health, like maybe you're just trying to transform, you know, your situation right now when it comes to health. I know a lot of people are, because a lot of us went down the COVID slide, I call it, into seeking happiness and pleasure from things that, you know, were easy at the time, and now it's like, okay, now we're paying the price of too many takeout meals, too many wine nights, too much ice cream because it's summer. So what is it you really want? Is it something to do with, like, your health? Is it something to do with, like, something in your life? So as I faced basically the adversity of my dream, right? What was the obstacles and the things standing between me and what I really wanted? I had to make a choice. And many little voices in my head were screaming, give up. Don't do it. You're in over your head. You can't do this. What were you thinking? You need to fix this and go back to where you were comfortable, back to where you were safe. And that meant giving up what I wanted. So basically, what I'm getting at is if there's not something, it's not like a reward that is of high value and desire to you on the other side, then why is it worth overcoming the adversity, the obstacles? I like to think of it as the messy middle. And so I knew from all my mindset studying and training over the last year, I needed to quiet those voices really fast, because those voices grow like weeds, right? Those voices of negativity. Who's the creeper in the background? Right? The voices of negativity, the naysaying voices get really loud really fast. And I knew I had to get rid of them. So I started visualizing the feeling of empowerment and freedom on the other side of what was in my way, right? That adversity. And so you need to have a really clear visual and picture of where you're going and what you want, because all you need to do is take your focus off of the adversity or the parts that are dragging you down, and only think about the others, what you want, right? The end result. So in my course, it was called living from the end result, right? So you put yourself in the position of already having achieved it. And the thing is, the minute I did that, my mood went from fear, anxiety, panic, stress, doubt, to empowerment, happiness, contentment, joy. If you live from that, from that place, that's where your results lie. And so the 2 tips, I kind of gave you my other tip right there. This is our last set, by the way, guys. We're on set 3. The 2 tips I have for you is, 1, know your goal. Have a visual, have a clear picture of what that looks like, what that feels like. Most importantly, you need to know what that feels like. I knew very clearly in my head how it would feel to be free of that fear. And so the second tip is, you don't let your thoughts think about anything but that end result. So if you're training for a race, I mean, this was something that I didn't do very well in the past, that, you know, maybe I could do better now, is visualizing, and it got me through a number of races actually, is just keeping my eyes on that feeling of finishing, crossing the finish line. And every time you want to quit on yourself, you visualize that. You don't want to give it up. You don't want to, all of a sudden, those fears and doubts shrink, the empowerment and pride grow, right? So ask yourself, my daughter and I talked about it one day, and I said, it's basically you're focused on the grind instead of the reward, and it brings you into the present moment. If you're focused, it's funny because for years I've heard live in the moment, be more present, and I do think that's true. But what I think it's important to ask yourself, what is the moment you're living in, right? So if you're living in the moment and you're not where you want to be, you're perpetuating your current results. You want to live in the moment from where you want to be. And it's a little bit unconventional, but I get it now, because when I was living in the moment of being able to tow, being able to not be afraid, it created that reality super fast. If I hadn't been able to shift my mindset, I would have taken the back roads to get here. Might have canceled the trip. I mean, I thought about it. I mean, my path would have looked different. But very quickly, if you have this is why I teach all of my clients and all of my business partners to, at least once a day, if not twice a day, spend 5 minutes, close your eyes, and think about where you're going. Because when you're constantly thinking about that, it's going to pull you into that reality. Quantum leap, you guys. It's going to quantum leap you to where you want to be. Instead of, most of us, what we do is we spend all of our time maybe wishing to be there, but thinking about all the things that have to happen to get us there. All the things in the way. And then it feels heavy. It feels like work. And it's so easy to quit when you always feel labored and you always feel like you're... I actually would compare it to chasing your goals with the current and a set of oars versus... In fact, you don't need oars when you're going with the current, right? Meaning, I've heard this reference before, you don't need all the extra help when you're going with upstream, downstream. When you're going downstream, you can toss your oars. So you're going to get to where you want to be. Right? Via the vision. The alternative is to be swimming upstream with oars. You're not getting anywhere fast, and the ride sucks. So take that, I don't know, make of it what you will. Apply it to whatever you are working towards in your life. Maybe it's this, maybe it's fitness. Stop weighing yourself. Weighing yourself is a daily effort to justify what you're doing, right? To validate what you're doing. And if you don't get the right results, you've done the reverse. What's the reverse of validate? Unvalidate? So you've essentially given yourself permission to quit because you're creating a story that what you're doing isn't working if you don't get the right results. So she has not stepped on the scale for 7 months. She's been working at everything that I've been coaching and teaching them with joy. Everything she does, she focuses on making it joyful, taking it slow, being patient, learning to accept and love herself for today and work on herself for tomorrow. And she said she stepped on the scale yesterday for the first time in 7 months, and she's down over 20 pounds. So had she been stepping on the scale all along, and I compare it to going upstream or downstream, she likely would have not been as far ahead as she is, right? So it's about set it, forget it, do the things, trust in what you're doing. Hey D-Man, you want to put up the jacks for me? Please? My helper. So, there's your pep talk for today. Pep talk I've been giving myself. I just share with you my own internal pep talks. We're all a work in progress. But I'm super happy for my client because she was over the moon and said it actually felt easy losing that 20 pounds because she wasn't focused on that. She was focused on past that, really. Like, she was focused on the end result. And the end. So again, coming from the end result is living your life balanced with joy, with self-acceptance, self-love, not constantly punishing yourself for everything you're doing, learning to adopt habits that you can keep. So she has been just working away at building habits into her life that are things that she wants to continue and aren't connected directly to losing the weight, but to a healthier lifestyle and a better version of herself. Almost there. Oh man, it's hot. Woo! All right, we are done. I think it's week 6 or 7 at this point. Thank you for joining me. I shall be back tomorrow before I leave my campsite, so hopefully they'll see some of you tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Thanks again.